Hey guys, another long minute, and that which it has been. Um, Sadly to say, Lilu isn't with us anymore. That just happened a couple days ago. We cremated her this morning. Yeah. It's all part of that. When it rains, it pours. Lost a good friend the other week, and just another swift kick to the head that not to be so attached to anything really in this existence. Just the attachments, more so should be focus on the heart and our cord connections to like the collective and extensions of spirit. Yeah. I'm just gonna I'm gonna share a couple poems with you guys. There's one I wrote fairly recently. It's not a 3-worder, it was just a quick little B-style freestyle. But I'll share that one with you guys, and then, yeah. To bear all inside and finally relinquish pride, I'll strive to know all I once wished I could show, and to go beyond any layers of memory into that space of plenty beside the one I left. My fonder piece of self once thought I could never forget. Protect not my heart, let me love right from the start, the pure and only true kind, so I may now embark on a new chapter of peace, dedicated to aiding the final release of all which no longer serves us. Replace it all with total trust that all which has come to pass will have been worth it. And the irony of this cosmic joke will no longer remind me of all the tears I couldn't choke back, because I managed to make it through intact, without having to bear my reason to any accused excuse. And every inch of abuse inflicted upon thyself had brought me through to the fountain of wealth, justified by each and every wish, for in the promised land we'd finally come to know our bliss. Kind of, yeah, I won't do that. I'm pretty good at kind of just like discrediting something, or thinking it's cheesy endings or something with some of the rhymes. It's like I find that with pretty much every artist or like fellow artist friend that I have. It doesn't matter what our art is, like we totally just don't give ourselves enough credit for how freaking awesome it is when it is, and just letting it be that. It's like our conditioned criticism and stuff. I think it's time to let that all go, right? This next piece I'm going to share is by far one of my favorite 3-worders that I've ever written. And I've been saving it for my book, which I personally am going to release the end of this month. And my publisher, I think it's like a 6-month process or something. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. It will be what it is. And I hope that it just inspires, treats people to, well, just some poetry that's pretty deep and a very acquired taste, but it's mine and I'm stoked to share it. So yeah. This piece though, yeah, I'm gonna share it because, I don't know, I guess everything's just kind of reminding me lately. As much as like some things are worth saving for the right moment or waiting for, you know, sometimes if we don't just get on it, we might miss the door and it doesn't get out there. I'm total rhyme mode right now. But yeah, this was a 3-worder that I wrote some time ago for an old friend of mine, and I really like it. I hope you enjoy. The 3 words are devotion, distortion, and acceptance. Descriptors to be found within our dying day, or is it a matter of which we'd rather not say? Could be our very falter to own that simple truth. We never really knew the way, which made it easy for those keen to distortion's devotion, and the irony of relentless torment we taunt evermore, seemingly oblivious to the fact it's to our own actual horror, missing that sacred door time and again to shine the light on all our has-been, and consistent lacking here, now. But the straight in our face answer to every question that begins with how. To embrace acceptance and forget any confusion we'd say to air some suspense around the seeming intense, when in our reach for meaning so much feeling was found lost in linguistics. And our dedication to such unclear devotion all met with inevitable disdain, because every time it was simply the same shit, different pile, while all the while we were products of our own distortions, because we couldn't ask the right questions or see through all the holes in the fence. Perhaps we should say fuck the rent and erase all our contempt. Any to disagree can go get bent, while we break all the walls holding that imprint of every great fall, just so they could build a fucking mini mall and set trend waves for the skinny and tall with a stacked back stall. Again, we distract. As a matter of fact, it's around then we lost touch with original impact. Complications of simplicity. Might as well lock ourselves up and throw away the key. Maybe it's just me beginning to see that they and them are us and we. I only like to get down on my knees for time-honored fun. It's never been about a numbers run. And the loop, you see, was hidden in sheer glee, always there in the open for all to see. There are many who think we're free, but forget our weakest link in self-flattery can't take away any prophecy. But perhaps it might satisfy our curiosity, at least long enough to get the dust from all the shelves carrying the fingerprints of those forlorn who weaved those old corn mazes of mind when it was all the unknown set to be unkind. Only we could ever loosen the binds we've created through time, through our attachments in time, to forgive and let live, give and not expect, learn to deflect set response and actually listen. Crisp is always the truth as it strives to regain its youth. Fuck it, let's make a sploof. and then go poof with a puff and honor and knowing the magic dragon is really just a metaphor for us, the forsaken. No, wait, now has always been ours for the taking. We've been waiting, some even faking, that what we know is only as much as we choose to show. So please refrain from explaining anymore. Just put our feet back on the floor. Forget, put our feet back on the floor. And forget that the origins of greed began with more. Don't ever knock the whore who knows her place, satisfying all those different tastes and unknowingly preventing so much rape. Unintentional, because we got lost in our search for something conventional. Yeah, it's I don't know, like it was one of those pieces that it poured out of me, and the clock just said 11:11. Make a wish right now. One of those pieces that just like I vesseled through, and you know, it's got me thinking like so many times. It's just like to really like the bigger picture of things and kind of what we've allowed to happen, you know. I think it's only been a couple of years where I realized how political I actually am, or passionate I am about politics, because it's just never been my thing. You know, they say like the two things that we shouldn't talk about when we're drinking. I think that was the key. And I missed that the first time, but I always thought it was like, yeah, two topics to avoid: religion and politics. And what are the two greatest causes of war? You know? I think I've mentioned this before, but and that's something I've always struggled with too, you know, because my mind's just, or I'm tapping in collectively, I'm getting downloads, and then I'm like, I gotta upload that. And it's just always about like repetition, and you know, and I understand though, like it's like going to the same yoga class, or like it's never the same class, but practicing the same sequence of postures day after day after day. It's never the same, you know. We just get more comfortable and deeper into each pose. We breathe in more space and find, you know, this incredible sense of balance and lightness inside movements that were once so challenging. And yeah, just like reflecting back on that, like my physical practice, it's just like so applicable, the whole metaphor and analogy of it, to getting into like the same information or things that we may have looked at many times, and revisiting it only to just discover something that was completely overlooked, or that something totally new, didn't see that in the first place. It was a while back. Like I think it's been probably about 5 years now since this like massive awakening has been occurring. And then I guess ever since the start of the corona virus and everything with like the masking and the segregating, the instilling like fear into people, just a bunch of like media fuckery. But I mean, that's the way it's always been. So my apologies if you're a very dedicated news watcher, and take to every word that's shared, believing that that's the 100% true facts of the matter. Do I know the truth? A part of it. Absolutely. Just like you know a part of the truth. And your neighbor knows a part of the truth. And the thing is, when we're all broken apart and basically advised to avoid or detach from each other, then how do we ever get all the truth together, you know? Because that's the thing, like with our connected collective, is we're all shareholders or piece holders of the bigger picture, and ultimately the evolution of what we create in our world. I'm gonna link it to the bottom of this video, but I wrote a B-log yesterday. I started writing it actually. I'm gonna finish it now because I'm really extra motivated now. I've been trying to keep up with everything and I just can't do it. I need the connected collective. And we all gotta just like bring our pieces to the table so that we can put the whole truth together, nothing but the truth. And to maintain our connection, you know? So like this B-log, what I'm referring to is like, I refer to it as the cellularization, right? Cellular, like our phones or our cells in our body. And, you know, like when you break things away from the connection, the lines, it's like severs in the direct connect, right? So, for example, like let's look at our telephone lines as our telepathic or telepathy abilities, right? And our connection to each other, like thinking about somebody before they're gonna call us, and then boom, the phone rings, they call us. And now that I think about it, it's not as strong as it used to be. I used to be really, really good at that with all my people. And now I find I have to go go visit my people so that I can connect those lines back up. But we're not supposed to be traveling or crossing borders or do. Do you guys kind of get where I'm going with this? And it's just, it's upsetting to see how so many people are just standing by and taking it. Like, I've had good friends, you know, who have lost family members and stuff, and they couldn't go visit them to see them out the door. I think I'm gonna leave this at that for now. Just a little food for thought. And if you like to read, I'll post a link for the B-log that I wrote the other day, and then I'm gonna finish right away. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And oh, actually, I kind of want to no, I'll share it later. It's just like, it's fucked up, actually. I do want to share it. I'm not quite sure how to word it yet, so I'll leave it for next time. Okay. My apologies, but ultimately, you know, do what you feel is right. We don't need to fight. Like, I know as an invoker or like a stir the pot or somebody who's just, yeah, an advocate for change. And ultimately, like, I'm about our freedom, you know, our human right to choose, right? We're given free will. Well, what good is that to us if we're being forced or pushed into corners where the choice we're being given is a fuck show? And yeah, okay, so these are my options. Well, I really got some options here, don't I? Like, it's ridiculous, you know? I think we all need to kind of get back to knowing our rights and to not be afraid to own them and to actually, you know, stand up for ourselves without having to do it alone, because there's so many of us, you know, way more. You know, we should be governing ourselves, and our governing or whatever, like, we employ them technically to represent us, the people. So the humans, we're human beings with a lot of basic rights for life that are being completely violated. And I just think it's important that we all kind of start taking our power back as humans. Or, you know, fuck, I didn't sign up for the race. I've always loved to run, but, you know, I want us all to win the human race, right? Anyways, I know I'm kind of trailing, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Love. I'll see you guys next time.